your face, you can see it in that post. Welcome to Session 2 of Georgia Core's Compassion and Connection Meditation Series. And congratulations again on making a commitment to setting aside 20 precious and valuable minutes for yourself. I'm Nancy Paris, and I look forward to being your coach for today's meditation on mindfulness. In our previous session, we focused on self-awareness. If you'd like to review that session, whether you attended on the live version or not, you may do so on the georgiacancerinfo.org website. In our session on self-awareness, we concentrated on observing our breathing and noticing feelings and emotions that arise as we breathe. Then we easily practice releasing any judgment about feelings and emotions, accepting them as neutral, not as either good or bad. This is high practice that can take a lot of work, but it's well worth it. Today, we're going to move into a new area, mindfulness, and our affirmation for this practice is, the past is already gone. The future has not yet come. Life can only be touched in the present moment. The resource that I used in preparing this meditation is a book by Thich Nhat Hanh, The Energy of Prayer, How to Deepen Your Spiritual Practice. And the affirmation for today, along with the book, are also listed on the website. You've heard the term mindfulness many times and perhaps haven't had the opportunity to consider what this means. It's very commonly used, and it's also a well-researched field because mindfulness contributes to stress reduction, mental and physical well-being. That's one reason why we're offering this series to promote self-care among those who are actively involved in the cancer community. I'm using the term mindfulness to denote the integration of body, mind, and spirit as distinct from a mental or a thought process. It's mindfulness that connects us profoundly to what is happening in the present moment. And through mindfulness practice, we have the opportunity to open up a channel for beneficial thoughts and emotions that allow us to live the kind of life that we want to and that we desire deeply, while cleansing us of habitual practices or toxic patterns that may promote unhappiness. Usually, this occurs without our conscious awareness. I've learned quite a few things through mindfulness, and one personal story I'd like to share with you is an example based on my history shouldering a lot of responsibility. So to the outside world, my willingness to take on responsibility may seem an asset, natural, or effortless, but I've learned that it comes at a price, and sometimes this can be much higher than I imagined. When I take on more responsibility for a project than is rightfully mine, or assume responsibility for something that really belongs to another, what I've come to learn is that the feelings associated with this can be frustration or even resentment and anger, and those are not productive at all. What I have observed is that my body signals me when this is happening, and sometimes that's even before I'm consciously aware of it. I develop pain, and guess where that is? In my shoulders and in my back. And sometimes it's pretty severe because that's what it takes to get my attention. I invite you to consider how you see feelings arising and where they reside in your body, because this is a vital part of being present and going back and visiting what triggers we may have emotionally and releasing those gently, just giving ourselves the space to be fully human. I've learned that, quote, feelings and emotions that I'm not conscious of separate me from my true self and my ability to be aware of the present moment and what's best for me. You and I each have the capacity to integrate body, mind, and spirit by releasing these patterns and resting our minds in the present moment. As part of a sustained meditative practice, this will help us fulfill our heart's desires, probably for peace and health and joy and love. As we prepare for today's meditation, I'd like to invite you to join me in the present moment. And let's remember last session on self-awareness. Just begin to focus on our breathing, noticing our feelings, and observing where they reside in the body. You can make a mental note of this and come back to it when you're engaging in your own mindfulness practice, and just release any emotions that reside in your body. Now I invite you to choose a place and a position that feels right to you. We discussed this previously. You may be sitting with your feet on the floor. You may have your legs crossed. Just rest your hands easily so they won't be a distraction, And this will signal your body that it's time to rest the mind in its natural state and just observe your breathing. As you do this, invite positive feelings to enter. I have a few suggestions. You'll come up with your own. These may be acceptance, inclusiveness, forgiveness. See what arises for you. And now, as we begin, let's take several cleansing breaths slowly and release. You'll remember that we draw in through the nose and out through the mouth. And now again, as you breathe, notice the rise and the fall of your chest and your belly. Breathe in and out. Don't worry if you hear any sounds or are presented with any distractions. Lovingly release those and continue with your breathing so you won't be disturbed during this session. I'd like to encourage you to listen to these words as you breathe to set the stage for our meditation. Breathing in, I feel calm. Breathing out, I relax. Breathing in, I dwell in the present moment. Breathing out, it is the most wonderful moment. So in just a second, you'll hear the little bell indicating the beginning of our official meditation, signaling you to meditate in silence on your own for 10 minutes. This practice of silent meditation and breathing is very helpful in calming the mind and body and reducing stress, promoting healing and wholeness. So let's reflect on our mindfulness affirmation. The past is already gone. The future has not yet become. Life can only be touched in the present moment. You'll hear my voice again in 10 minutes. Now gently bring your awareness back to the present moment. Take a couple of additional cleansing breaths. Feel relaxed and aware. As you continue your week, I invite you to do this several times as it seems convenient. Know that the more that you practice, the more these 10 minutes of silent mindfulness meditation can help you calm your mind and body and open a channel to positive self-awareness and interaction with those around you. You may also wish to journal about your feelings and emotions if that's something that's helpful to you. I do look very much forward to having you join me next Thursday at 9 a.m. on Facebook Live. In that series or that session, we'll explore compassion. I hope you have a wonderful week. Use your meditation and mindfulness practice and join me next week or check in for future sessions Thursday mornings at 9 and posted on georgiacancerinfo.org. Namaste.